I've been blessed with an awesome top-notch father, so this year I'm giving him the great gift I should think of, giving him the week off. Jonathan and Alexandra, the awesome children of the well-known Joel Osteen, have surprised all of us with a shocking new claim about their father. This isn't always simply any declaration, it is something that has shaken the Leisure International. Imagine discovering something so sudden that it absolutely changes how you see a person. I'm not complaining, but he continually made it apparent clean. This is a lot greater work than I predicted. But how did he get started out? That's exactly the impact of what Joel's children have revealed. What precisely did they say? Why are they speaking out now? And how will this have an effect on Joel? Join us as we find the surprising truth approximately Joel Osteen. Joel and Victoria Osteen. Joel Scott Osteen is a famous American pastor, televangelist, creator, and businessman primarily based in Houston, Texas. With his inspiring weekly sermons broadcast to thousands and thousands and his best-selling books, he has turned out to be a household name in current Christianity. Joel is frequently associated with prosperity theology and the Word of Faith motion, a perception system that emphasizes the electricity of religion and fantastic wondering in accomplishing success and benefits in lifestyles. Beyond being a pastor, Joel wears many hats. As an outstanding religious parent, a savvy entrepreneur, and the author of several life-changing books, he has made a long-lasting effect on the arena of evangelism. His words of wish and encouragement have touched endless lives, and his teachings continue to encourage people to aim for his or her exceptional selves. Among his brilliant achievements, Joel has been celebrated as one of the most influential Christian leaders in the international, with the aid of many reputable publications. Joel's literary works, in addition, cement his legacy. He is the writer of 7 New York Times bestsellers, consisting of Becoming a Better You and Your Best Life Now. These books provide a practical recommendation for fulfilling faith-driven lifestyles, and they stay favorites among readers searching for non-public boom and religious enlightenment. With his unwavering optimism and message of wish, Joel Osteen has genuinely ended up a guiding light for millions around the globe. Joel Osteen's lifestyles isn't always only a tale of success and fame. It's also filled with captivating twists of drama and romance. One of the maximum fascinating chapters in his personal tale revolves around his courting with Victoria Osteen, and performed author and the co-pastor of Lakewood Church in Houston, Texas. Before marrying Joel on April 4, 1987, Victoria had never been married and lived a tremendously quiet lifestyle in Houston, where she worked in her own family's earrings keep. But little did she recognize, a simple encounter at that store would change the whole thing. The story goes that Joel first met Victoria whilst he walked into her mom's earring safe. Not searching out love, however, absolutely to shop for a watch battery. This seemingly normal moment sparked something high quality. According to reviews from the Netline, their connection became on the spot, and shortly after they commenced relationship. In 1987, interestingly, when they first were given married, neither Joel nor Victoria had any purpose of turning into pastors, so the relationship was directed just to offspring puncture. Leading a church wasn't even on their radar. But existence had other plans. Joel's father, John Osteen, repeatedly encouraged him to step into the sector of ministry, and after much hesitation, Joel subsequently agreed to provide an attempt. Victoria, ever supportive, embraced this new course alongside him, and collectively they converted Lakewood Church into one and every of the largest congregations within the world. However, notwithstanding his success in connecting with millions of people, Joel additionally confronted personal demanding situations, in particular with his children. Televangelism. Interestingly, one of the motives Joel's children are upset with him is due to televangelism, although now not for the reasons many humans might assume. Televangelism is the usage of television to percentage religious messages and preach the gospel. This exercise has had a big impact on Christianity and how religious offerings are delivered to tens of millions of human beings. Televangelism began to take off inside the mid-20th century, developing at the side of advances in media generation. It allowed spiritual leaders to connect to viewers a long way past the walls of conventional church buildings. The concept of the usage of television for preaching goes lower back to the early days of TV, when non-secular leaders first realized the powerful possibility this new medium offered to attain huge audiences. In the 1950s, preachers like Oral Roberts, Billy Graham, and Rex Humbert began airing their sermons on TV. Oral Roberts, especially, became one of the first to absolutely embody televangelism. He started out his TV ministry within the past due 1950s, the use of it no longer just to preach, but also to perform healing and dazzling acts. This drew in a large target audience eager to observe those notable presentations. Billy Graham, possibly the maximum famous televangelist of the 23rd century, additionally started broadcasting his crusades on TV inside the 1950s. His powerful messages reached tens of millions of humans worldwide. Graham changed into one of the first to peer how TV ought to attain people beyond the United States, and his crusades had been broadcast in a couple of languages, making his affect international. His willpower to spreading the Christian message through TV, radio, and finally the internet solidified his role as a leader in televangelism. As televangelism grew, so did the success of church buildings and ministries that embraced it. These ministries started constructing their television studios to produce super, polished proclaims that could compete with everyday TV suggests. The non-secular programs regularly covered now not simply sermons, however, additionally, special events, track performances, and interviews with other Christian leaders, growing attractive content material for a broad audience. The rise of cable and satellite TV for PCTV, in addition, extended the reach of those religious publicizers, permitting them to connect with even greater human beings around the sector. Close quote. In the 1980s, televangelism grew considerably, allowing ministries to broadcast their messages to humans all around the globe. This new generation of broadcasting had both appropriate and terrible results on the non-secular world. On the tremendous facet, it gave church buildings and ministries an effective device to spread their teachings to folks who would possibly never have had the hazard to pay attention to them. For those dwelling in far-flung regions or people who couldn't attend church in person, televangelism created a manner to live related to the Christian network. It enabled people to watch church services, concentrate to sermons, and join in prayer requests, often from the consolation in their very own houses. However, televangelism also confronted its share of grievance. Many human beings accused televangelists of taking benefit of their viewers to make cash, asking for donations, an alternate for promises of prayers, restoration, or advantages. Some critics argued that televangelism had shifted from being a ministry to being more like a commercial enterprise, with preachers taking part in pricey existence whilst their fans struggled to make ends meet. One of the maximum famous faces of modern-day televangelism is Joel Osteen. Unlike some earlier televangelists, Joel's approach focuses on spreading messages of desire, prosperity, and positivity, which has resonated with tens of millions of humans worldwide. His style of preaching, which emphasizes optimism rather than guilt, set him apart from the more intense and fear-primarily based messages not unusual in advanced televangelism. Joel's upward thrust to fame got here inside the early 21st century, whilst he took over Lakewood Church after his father's death. One of the key motives for his fulfillment was his ability to use TV to attain a massive audience, along with his uplifting messages. By broadcasting his offerings, Joel became able to hook up with people globally, especially those who won't get entry to a church. His sermons spoke to individuals searching out an extra empowering and hopeful message, making him a beloved determinant for many around the world. Joel's powerful use of TV, blended together with his inspiring preaching, helped him create a good-sized following. Many people saw him as a symbol of desire, mainly for the duration of difficult times in their lives. Through his books, TV suggest, and robust presence on social media, Joel was capable of reach out to individuals from all exclusive backgrounds. He shared his message of desire and prosperity with them, offering encouragement and aid. What set Joel apart from earlier televangelists changed into his capability to apply media in a fresh, contemporary manner. While lots of his predecessors had problem adapting to the converting media landscape, Joel embraced it and used it to his gain. He cultivated apathy and respect for those of his lives with problems and was impatient with preachers. Jonathan and Alexandra Joel Osteen. Osteen's children, Alexandra and Jonathan, have spent a lot of their lives in the public eye, in large part due to their father's substantial have and effect on inside the International F ministry. As the youngsters of one of the most famous televangelists globally, Their lives were carefully tied to his public photo and the first-rate fulfillment of Lakewood Church. However, despite growing up surrounded through reputation and the expectations that include it, both Alexandra and Jonathan, as youngsters, Jonathan and Alexandra struggled to recognize this. Looking back, Jonathan remembers his youth as one wherein, despite his father's fame and have an effect on, he regularly felt the absence of the person he wished to be present with. Jonathan shared how tough it turned into to grow up with a father who became continuously within the spotlight. His dad, Joel, changed into both a famous preacher and a hectic figure, and it changed into difficult to split the two roles. With the demands of his ministry growing, specifically as Lakewood Church accelerated, Joel's time became unfold skinny. He changed into regularly traveling for work, leaving little time to be together with his circle of relatives. This enjoyment of having fathers significantly prompted Jonathan and his brother Alex's views on own family and the balance among paintings and home existence. While they have both chosen to comply with their father's route in some ways, by way of turning into worried in ministry, they are decided to recognition on their families and being more gift for their kids every day. Except for Monday when they can finally try to, for the last time, try to fall back into the old bad habits. Their adolescence has taught them how vital it's far to be emotionally to be had to loved ones, something that became regularly missing after they have been developing up. Jonathan's comments have truly sparked a few attention, but Joel has spoke back with knowledge and openness. He has recounted how hard it became to juggle his career with being a father, and admitted that there had been instances while he wasn't as present as he wished he could have been. I, being my wife, I rejected the idea of my explorations of sexuality with myself. Having survived the loss of my two biological parents and drowning myself, had it been for her. Despite the challenges, Joel has usually made it clear how plenty he loves his kids and the importance he located on providing for them, each financially and emotionally. He has spoken about the tough choices he needed to make to preserve the church's ministry thriving, and understand that the overwhelming workload from time to time brought about overlook, even though it turned into never intentional. As his youngsters have grown, Joel has labored to rebuild their relationship, having open and sincere conversations about the beyond. Now, as adults, they have been capable of make stronger their bond and join on a deeper stage. What do you consider the surprising revelation through Joel Osteen's children? Share your thoughts with us in the remark phase. Don't forget about love, and subscribe. One more time.